And how does an engagement with Physicians First Financial typically work? How, like, if somebody does want to get in touch, how do you typically operate? What's that like?
Great question too. Um, Everybody's different. Usually the way it works is, we've got a whole onboarding process and a nice structured format, but everybody's different. We very often get calls from our friends, from our friends introducing us. And the referrals, can be one of three or four different things. So, hey, I have a friend, they're really in a tough place. Can you just chat with them for an hour? Or, there's a clinic and it's about to shut down. They just talked to, their insolvency lawyer, or, they've just called the receiver. They don't know what to do and they're completely panicked and freaked out. Can you give them a shout and just talk to them a little bit about that experience? Then there's the other one. I've opened a clinic, or I'm about to open a clinic. There's no manual for this. There's no clinics for dummies. Uh, can you call, like, help? Right? I don't know what to do, and please help. And then there's all kinds of groups that are in between, right? There's groups that want to buy groups of clinics. There's groups that want to sell, right, and maybe move on or find a way to be able to get some money out of their business. And they'll call and they'll just ask, like, what do you think this could be worth? And if you were going to look at helping me with this type of a transaction, how would you do it, and what can I expect? And so generally it starts with an email or a call, and generally the call is, I'm just not too sure about this, and can you help? Um, in every single business we've worked with, right? And I say business as opposed to practice, but most of them, obviously are practices. In every business we've worked with, what we've done is gone in, taken a look at their operations, like just how the clinic functions, what the policies are looking like, and who actually reads that manual or listens to the videos, and who's doing what they should and how. And we just give them a little bit of an audit. And we say, if we were going to work together, these are the things that we've noticed. These are revenue opportunities. These are opportunities to be able to improve on some of the operations, if there's anything that pops up. And, in terms of your cash flow, these are some thoughts on what you can do to be able to try to smooth that out. If they want to work with us, we generally do it on a percentage of revenue, because the larger the clinic, the more the resources are that we would bring to the table to be able to help. And we'll work with clinics of any size. So, we work with AFPs, that have, fee splits with hospitals. We work with, I think our smallest clinical group is one physician, and his partner, who've got, some very big dreams, and they're great. Like, they're a great, great team. And we're very excited to watch them grow. And so, for them, it's literally coming in. We call it a claims cleanup, but just helping to be able to identify the revenue opportunities that are both in the provincial system and then private. And then, using our dashboards, we have three systems. There's a cash concierge, which basically, allows us, if you work on a Monday, it allows us to be able to put cash in clinic account or in your account as a physician and split that overhead in real time within 48 hours. So you can work on a Monday, have cash on Wednesday. Then there's the clarity concierge, and that just helps every business, owner, operator, or manager find clarity in their business. And it doesn't even have to be a clinic owner. Sometimes doctors call and they're looking for a hand. So, things from, I want to diversify my revenue and I'd like to look at other opportunities outside of practice, to, can you introduce us to more physicians? Or, this is how our partnership came about, right? One of our clients was looking to figure out how they could find more, more physicians in the GTA to be able to do home visits. And so we reached out to you. The idea of being able to have a dashboard, like a nice, clear information set that combines with a wealth of contacts and experience. Just like when you go to a hotel, there's a concierge there. You could say, where should I go to eat? This is where I am, and this is what I like. Please work your magic and get me into the right hands. That's exactly what we do. We help clinics and doctors get into the best hands. We never take any kickback or financial flow for those recommendations or for those introductions. We always try to make sure that people are with the best suited people for them. And we use the dashboarding as a nice set of metrics, right, to make sure that the business is actually functioning well, or to keep an eye on the things that need to improve. And then the claims concierge, which is, sort of, as you put it, the more standard bread and butter type stuff. We've got a wonderful claims partner. And we always, we're always looking for great claims partners across North America, to be able to partner with. And the idea is that we put our technology together with their experience and skill set. We use our tech to be able to look at the medical record system, and look at the Medicare system where they are, and the other payment systems, spot the errors, spot the opportunities, spot the patterns. And then ensure that if a patient, is missing a claim, or a doctor's forgotten a chart or forgotten a claim, we can flag it if there's a premium opportunity. So, for example, if a diabetic patient should be seen 4 times in a year, or, they happen to be very high maintenance and they're coming in all the time, it's a complex patient, and there's an annual premium that's legitimately available to a physician for that. We track those, right? And we flag them for the physicians, and we're able to automate the billing. And so there is no client that we've had yet, to date, touch wood, but there is no client that hasn't made less than 20 to 40% more top line revenue net of our fees.
Wow.
Having with us. Yeah. The
Is
biggest
there
fee is
any
actually 100%. We're working with a physician who literally doubled their income when they started working with us, net of our fees.
just by modifying their processes? That's wild.
Literally, it was as easy as, you're charting like this. We'd like you now to complete these cue cards instead of filling out your chart like that, and send them to us in a way that's simple for you. Great. And now we're using our dashboard to be able to monitor and cross-check the way that they're doing their claims and organizing. And this particular physician recently remarried. He and his partner had a vision of spending Saturday nights going on dates instead of filling out all of their submissions. Now Saturday nights they're out for dinner every week, and that's one of the other success stories that makes us really happy, right? They've gotten a chunk of their life back and 108% return. So net of our fees, just a little bit over 100%.
What was that person doing? Like, there had to be some egregious bottleneck in the workflow. What the heck was actually going on that you were like, okay, we got to flip that on its head?
Well, you know what? I don't really want to tell you what they're doing wrong. It's not really respectful to say anything, especially if they or the group are watching. However, I am happy to say that as a result of that, there are a few things that every doctor should make sure that they do. One, talk to 3 or 4 colleagues about how they're setting up the billing and the claims, and making sure that everybody's doing, even if it's all wrong, at least doing the same thing, so that they're not way off base. 2, if you're practicing in a specialty, make sure that, OHIP, if you're in Ontario, or, AHS, or whomever your, Medicare group is, knows the specialty that you're in, and also make sure that you have the right, regulatory certification to be in that specialty. Don't just assume that because you're, a GP, you started here and now you're there, that everybody's cool with that. No, you may be a physician, but you're definitely not above, regulations in the law. Do your homework and make sure that you have your certifications right. 3, if you're gonna chart, like take time to actually chart. Like, take time to chart meaningfully. Chart the time that you saw the patient. Chart the duration of the encounter. Chart, like, a proper SOAP note. When you walk in to see a patient, use an AIDIT. Properly acknowledge them. Introduce yourself. Explain the duration of your encounter. Ask them if they have any questions and thank them. Things like this, when you document them, actually can translate into defendable billing that generates what it is that you're supposed to make. And if you don't do that, if you run from room to room, or you're so busy you forget to do the part of your job that every professional needs to do, right, which is properly manage your patient and then chart and then claim and then get paid, you're not really in business. So I think that is probably the best advice I could give for anybody who's finding themselves a little bit low on the revenue side and not sure what to do. If you think about it like that, you have to be the type of professional that you would expect to pay for, right? You expect a certain level of service from your accountant. You expect a certain level of service from your lawyers. And could you imagine if your lawyer treated you like, hey, listen, you've got 8 minutes. I'm going to bill you based on this, this, and this. Here's what I've said to you. And so basically, I'm just going to bill you for that. I'm not going to take accurate notes in docket time, but I do need your card. And if you have another question, you have to come back, right? Like, if that's the way that you are actually, like, you would never stay with a lawyer who's going to be treated like that. So if you treat your practice as a business, and you treat your business with real integrity and care, your revenue, and your revenue opportunities and your professional opportunities, they'll follow.
I'm Dr. Jordan Vollrath, and you've been watching Cherry Live, brought to you by Cherry Health. Please like and subscribe to see more clips like this, or check us out at www.cherry.health, Canada's